Hi, I'm Sue Booth, bringing crafting to you, and today we're going to make this adorable Santa. Now, I don't know whether you can see, but it's got the brick wall. Can you see? It's easier to see it with the naked eye than the camera, but I just love this. And you've got your label there. Oh, I just realised, oh no, that's okay, I've got that, yeah, no worries. Right, so that's what we're making. So you're going to start off with a piece of red card, and this is real red, that measures 8 3/4. So it's going to measure 8 3/4 by 4 9/16. So let me just show you. If you put it in at 4 1/2 and just move it that one little mark on, that's your 9/16. Okay, so there, let me get it in the right place. So there, you'd put it in at 4 1/2 and you just move it that one extra mark, and that is your 4/16. So put it on your long side, and I did have my measurements right in front of me and then disappeared. There we go. Right, so on your 8 3/4 side, you're going to score at 2 1/16. So that is, put it in at your 2-inch mark, and then you just move it that one little mark on, and that's your 16th. So 2 1/16 and score. Oh, let me get my score blade properly. That's it. So score that. Then you're going to do 4 1/8. So you'll know where your 8ths are. So 4 1/8. Then it's going to be 6 3/16. So get it at that. 6 1/8. Let me just take it over the lip. In fact, well, I have to extend it because it's going over. So you're getting it at that. It's hard holding it up and getting it camera, but I want to make sure you know where I'm going. So we've got it at the 6th. There's the 8th, look, and it's that one little mark. Is it going to pick it up? Come on, come on. I'm trying to get it so that the light will shine on it. But I'll move it away and show you with my fingers, because the red is, let me try and hold myself steady. I'm standing on my tiptoes to do it. You see that? Come on. You've got the 60. So there's your 8, and it's one mark after it. So let me put it down and do it. So it's one little mark over, and then we're gonna score that, and then it's 8 1/4. So get it 8 1/4 and score that. Then you're going to turn it on to your short side, and you're going to put it in at 2 1/16. So again, put it in at your 2, and you're just moving it that one little mark, that's your 16th. 2 1/16. So okay, there we go. Okay, now while we're doing the scoring, I'll just move that to one side, and we will score the lid. So you want a piece of white card, and I haven't bothered using the thick, I've just used our basic white, and it wants to be 4 1/8 by 4 1/8, and you're just going to score this all the way round at 1 inch. And I didn't write that bit down, but I'm sure that. So just scoring it round at 1 inch. So I'm just going to score that round at 1 inch. So just get it in at 1 inch and score, and 1 inch and score. So it's scored on all 4. size. Right, just let me move my trimmer out the way. And what we need to do now is just get a pencil and a ruler, and all we're going to do is going to not score, we're going to just mark diagonally. So I'm going to get this level with the corner there, or your score mark. And so you want to get level with both your score marks. And all I'm going to do when I've got my ruler level with my score marks is I'm just roughly going to find the middle, and I'm just going to just put a faint line like that. Then I'm going to go the other way and score. So again, getting that on the diagonal there. It's hard for me to see with the camera in the way. And we're just going to mark that there. So you've got that nice little X. Now we need to bend the first one up. Okay, so I've bent that up because I'm putting it in the 3 3/8 punch. If, however, you have got a 3 3/8 die, in fact, I'm just going to check this die in here, whether this is 1 3/8. Let's have a look on the side. Yeah, that might be possible. It might be. So that would be something else. That's the Wishes. Oh, it's called North Pole Wonder Dies. And it came with the bundle Wishes and Wonder. It's this one. Let me show you. So I love this one. Some demonstrator might be prepared to sell it you. I bring this out every single year. But this, so there might be other dies. So if you know that it's 3 3/8 you want, you can use anything. Okay, so I'm putting it in. And I'm going to try and get that X. So I'm looking at the middle of it and I'm trying to get it in the center. But I'm also looking at the edge of my punch to make sure I'm going to get it there as well. So I'm looking to see side to side, looking at that to make sure it's in the middle. I think that's roughly in the middle. It does seem a bit wonky. There, commit to it, and there. Right. There we go. Right. Now you can see that we've got a big mess here. Don't worry about that. Okay. That is going to be sorted. So I'm going to move me punch out of the way now. And we are going to bring in our machine. And I want to make the snow round the outside. So this is what's the snow over the chimney. So I tend to use this die a lot. It's the quite curvy die. So any sort of raggedy edged or if you've got a snow die that's, you know, for snow, but I find any sort of raggedy edge, and it doesn't matter whereabouts you use it, because snow falls raggedy like that. So I tend to put it in, and what I'm going to do is, let me see, I want to move it. In fact, I didn't want to, yeah, it must be that way I do it, yeah. So I'm moving my die along to get the most, so I want to cover that little bit there. As long as it covers that little bit there, all this raggedy is fine. That's what you want. So I'm going to bring in my Big Shot, and might be a bit difficult seeing this process, but bear with. So I've placed that on there, and you'll see it when it comes out better. I'm going to put my plate on the top and take it through. Let me just get some wires out of the way a minute. There we go. So I'm going to do that through that. Okay, so let me just get those out of the way. So you can see there, now it's given that nice raggedy edge for snow. Now, that is the worst one to do. The others are easier because you've got a wider thing, because there's your fold. Let me see. Can you see? There's my fold. So I can see where my fold is. You can see too. So now, when I put this one on this time, I tend to move it to the other side, and I can do this much lower now. Okay. Let me get that on the camera. So you can do that much lower now. So anywhere, doesn't matter. So there's no wrong, no right. We're just giving that snow bit there. So I'll show you when it comes through again. I'm just putting that through there. Okay. So I've taken about that much off. So we're shaping up quite nicely, getting the raggedy snow. So I'm going to turn it round, and again, I'll place it. I like to do it. Let's see. That's fine. We'll put it about there. Put that through. Now, there you go. And then just remove that. And then the last one, maybe if I take it through the other way, you'll see. And I'm just going to place that kind of raggedy on there. And I'll wind it through the other way this time. So we've got it going this way. Come on. There we go. Okay. Right. Now, just for a minute, I'll just pop that. We'll be bringing it back in again in a minute. But right. So now we can crease on all of our score lines. Bit difficult for me to see, sorry, the camera, but I'll just turn that round. There. Okay. And then there. Okay. Right, now all we're going to do now is have it facing you so that this is going to be the back. So yeah, this is going to be the back. So it's the smallest one that's going to be the back. And we're just going to cut up the score line. So cut up that score line to your score line, and then just slightly wedge. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bend this round and have a look at how much, in fact, that's, I'm going to leave that actually, because that's fine. That snow coming over the side, I think that's going to be fine. So I'm going to again cut up the score line. Again, wedge it. And we'll have a look how this is looking. So if you're happy with it, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that at the back. I won't at the front, however. So at the front, again, so this is opposite what we've just cut. I'm going to cut up the score line. Then it's your tab that you are wedging, not this bit. So that's important that you don't do this bit. So cut up there. And then cut up this one. And again, we're going to wedge. Okay, get those out of the way. And then we're going to look at how it falls. So we'll bring it forward. Right, now can you see this? It's a bit difficult to see, but that little bit there sticks out. So don't want that. So I can see it's, let me get it back. Yeah, it's that my little bit there, so I am going to cut that off, and I'll just look again. Okay, that's fine now. So I'm going to do the same with the other side, and the other side doesn't need cutting at all because it's not going coming down. Right, so now we're going to glue those tabs, and then they can be drying. So we'll glue those. Now they can be drying while we're doing the next little bit. Okay. So as I say, won't really matter at the back. So don't mind that they're overlapping and sticking, but I do mind at the front. So they're going there. And that's come on them again. Come on. I need to be patient and just fold it a fraction. Move that in a bit. Come on. And a nice right angle. Okay, I think that's okay. And then just glue these. I'm sorry that my desk is so messy. I've got to get on and get this done. I have got everything everywhere because I'm mass producing these. It is the Lindt Santa, and it's not the tiny one, it's really the middle one, and I will actually measure you one to tell you what size it is. But of course you could do this with other ones. No. Other things that fit in. Right, so now you're going to get that nice snow effect that's going to be on your box that Santa's going to go down. So just going to leave that on one side and bring back in our bottom bit. Now I'm just going to roughly fold this, so I'm just going to crease that and that, because we're going to put this through the brick embossing folder. I'll just check that it's called brick as well for you, but it's just love this embossing folder. Right, so it's this one, doesn't say its name on it, so of course you put it in sideways, and I'm putting that all the way there. Doesn't really matter. So it doesn't go all the way in, of course, so we've got to put it in through twice. So I want that one, and I need just my bottom one. Put the bottom one in the folder so that the fold is in first. Put this going through, and then we get this nice, you see that nice brick there. And I'm going to spin it around, and I'm going to put it in. Think about there, that will do fine. And put that back on. I'm only going to go in to the edge of the embossing folder. So as you watch as I go through the, and you see that's where my embossing folder has gone to. So I've only put my embossing plate on to that part. Okay, and then it gives it a nice that. Right, let's just move that out of the way for a minute. Move that. So now we're going to come back in, and because we've already creased it, it creases nice again. Right, now you want your tab side, so you will see that there is a larger rectangle. So let me see if you can see. That's the larger rectangle and that's a bit smaller. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut down the score line, and at the top one, which is the larger one, I'm going to wedge at the top, wedge at the bottom, and then this piece I'm going to wedge. So I'm going to wedge it off like that. So I didn't cut straight down the score line, I just cut a little bit to the left hand side of it to wedge it. There we go. Right, now I'm just going to cut up, to start with, all the score lines. That's 1, 2, and I'm just cutting up, of course, to that score line. Right, now what I'm going to do is bend it into the box shape, and I want that tab at the back. So this here is going to be the one that will fold underneath to give us that nice front edge. So I'm going to fold that one up out of the way, which happens to be the second one in, and then I'm going to take a slight bit off the bottom and slightly wedge the remaining tabs, but I'm leaving that one, the one I folded up, totally alone. I'm not going to wedge that at all. So I'm just going to wedge these. Wedge that. Didn't need to take as much as that off, but it was not going to matter in the slightest. And wedge this one. And that one I already wedged, and I'm going to take a slight slither off these. There we go. Right, so now let's move that out of the way and those out of the way a minute. I'm going to glue this down, so we can bring it flat again, and I'm just going to put glue on my tab. And get glue on my tab. Putting plenty of glue on, with it being a embossed, and then I just want to make sure that that is absolutely aligning. Now let's make sure aligning at the top, and that those fold lines are aligning. And my light is going, but in fact it's going too much. I'm going to have to switch my light on. I was going to do some embossing, but I don't think I'm just going to use one that I've already embossed, you know, and I'll talk you through it because my light is absolutely going. Right, so there we go. So now I'm going to do the side. So if you've got the tab at the back, so I did do, that's it, where are we? There's my one, that's it. So actually I've got my tab going off to the side on mine, but I meant to put it at the back and I haven't, never mind. But it doesn't matter because I'm just going to bring these two in and glue the two side ones in. I'll get plenty of glue on there. So that side down, and then the side coming across, and then this one will go over. So these three that I'm putting down are all the ones that I've wedged. Okay, and then the final one, I just cut down the score lines so that that will be a nice finish. And that one is going to the back, and then that gives you a nice square base. Just gonna, I'll stick my scissors in to just do that. There we go. And then we make sure we've got it the right way. So that's the folded one. So that's the front, because that was what we folded. So now we put the smallest one to the back, and the other one fits over the top. Just gonna, there we go. And that gives your, that's the back, and that's your front, and you've got your snow coming on your chimney there. Right, so we just want to get our Santa put in. So our Santa is the lovely limp one with the snowman, and he measures 4 inches. So he's 4 inches. Let's take that off, and he just sits nicely in the box. There's plenty of room if you want to put additional chocolates, or you can just leave it at that, because he doesn't move. Okay, he's solid in there, because this 1 3/8, did I say it is? Yes, 1 3/8 just holds him beautifully in place. Now, printed gusset cellophane bags. These are the 3x9, and I've had these a very long time. I think they, it looks like possibly they might have been sold alongside oh no, I haven't finished that. Sorry. Right, now let's punch one from here. Now the what they called, I can never remember the name, Peaceful, what are they called? Peaceful, these yeah, Peaceful Season dies has got this lovely little die in, and so I've cut it out already, and in fact I'll not use that one. I've cut it out already, and I have put Merry Christmas on. So you just want a little Merry Christmas that will fit on. However, I'm going to show you how I did it to get this right. Now, this Merry Christmas, yeah, this Merry Christmas is Ho 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 Merry Christmas from the Little Trees. So there's lots of ones with Ho 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 in different ways. There's you can get lots of Merry Christmas, but I wanted to get this Merry Christmas without the Ho Ho Ho. So what I do is I set up a stamping apparatus, and I cut out one here. So we're going to do it for the Ho Ho Ho. So I did this exactly the same way for the Merry Christmas that I'm going to show you the Ho Ho Ho. So I'm just going to get a piece of scrap card, and I'm just going to take this through my die cutting machine. So I need this plate. There was 2 plates. So I'm putting my plates together, and I'm just going to run this through. It's going to be off camera to save me keep putting it on and off camera. So I'm just going to run it through very quickly, and you will see what I mean. So there we go. We don't need that, but you could save that for another project. So I have got my die template, my stamping template ready to set up. Now, when I did it with the Merry Christmas, I'm just going to put it back in position. there you can see that I've showed you it had the ho 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 on. I kept doing it, I'm going to show you now, until I just got the Merry Christmas within it. But I'm going to show you, and it's a different ho 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 that I'm using. So we're going to put this here. I'm going to secure it with my magnets. Make sure you have got it. Now let me just pop that out of the way. Now I'm using the ho 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 from Perfectly Plaid, but as I said, there's lots of ho ho hos. Now I must have the ho 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 out, then it must be on a block. So give me a moment to search around my table for it. That's not on there. Let's just start moving a few things to find it. Oh, see it right in front of me. Can you see it? Can everybody else see it? And I can't. Right. I want that ho 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 to fit exactly in that part. So I've put my stamp in there, but this has a rubber side and a clear side. That's my clear side. I'm going to pick this up. Now that possibly that magnet could be interfering, so let's pick that up. Go on. Is that picking it up now? No, why isn't it picking it up? There we go. Just fix that on a bit. Right, now I test it out. So I want to see, before I put my one in white that I've cut out, I'm going to just test to see if that ho ho ho. Right, can you see? Let me show you. It's not quite perfect because the O is coming off and I want it to come over a little bit more. So I'm going to wipe that off. I'll wipe that off. Right. And I just want to move it very fractionally that way. So I want to keep it mainly in place, but well, I've moved it now, so I'll put it back in place. So I'm pulling the H a bit further that way. So I think that might be okay, but we'll see. So pick that up. Yes, that doubled a bit because I wobbled it, but I'm actually happy where it's falling. I'll just try it again. So sorry about the noise on my phone. Yes, I think I'm happy with that, and hopefully that's going to be all right. Right, so I'm going to take that off there, and then all I'll do is stick a white one that's a blank. So cut out a blank. I'm going to put it in there. Okay, so that's fitted nicely in there. Make sure your hands are not a mess like mine are. Lovely. Fine now. Let's see if I can wipe that off. And then re-ink up my ho ho ho. And then bring it over and pull it down very carefully. Lift it up. Perfect. I'm very happy with that. So I can leave that up now, and I can do multiples of those now. So that's all set up. So I'm going to move that out of the way because that's now all set up for me to do. So where's my template? Right. So I'm going to get some mini dimensionals, and I'm going to put myself one in the middle and two on the outside, and on outside, two outside. Come on, get off me. There we go. And bring in my Santa, and which way did I do it? Oh, that way. So I'm going to do it like that. Stick that on there, and I'm just going to bend those slightly. So stuck that down and bend those slightly like that. Okay, and then it fits nicely into this gusset. Zip bag. I'm doing it in front of the camera, which is not always easy when the camera's right in the place where you want to be holding things. So can't you just thread, come on, thread that through. I'm going to push that down with Santa. Okay, so there's the Santa, and then I'm using our silver ribbon when I can see where I've hidden it. Come on, where are you? It's under something. It's not behind me, is it? That's the gold one. Where I bet you can see it and I can't. I've had it just a minute ago. It is around somewhere. Have I covered it up with that? I'm going to shut my ink pad up. That would be a sensible thing to do. Otherwise, that's going to be everywhere. Right, just while I'm glancing around and seeing if I can see it, I have gold embossed the sleigh. So I got a piece of the red card. I used my Versamark. I stamped it on, done my golden embossing powder, heat set it. Now, I also just cut the sleigh out with the Very Vanilla, but underneath that I put a piece of photocopy paper so that this would give me a better surface to write on. So I've got that piece of copy of paper, so it's made this surface much better. So I'm going to glue those two together. So this is to write on. So I wanted the clear bit to, the better bit to write on. So we're going to just make sure you've got glue right to the edge. That's it. And then put your sleigh on the top. So, and then you've got that plain bit now to write on. Okay, now have I dropped? Yes, I've dropped my ribbon on the floor. There we go. So let's just move that out of the way and bring in my ribbon. So I tend to do the tie-in right at, I'm trying to be as frugal as I can. So I'm not cutting my ribbon, I'm keeping it on, you see, keeping it on the spool so that I am trying to use, I'll pull that a bit further. Put that the other way because I want my Santa to show. Okay, so I'm going to tie that. And that looks not too bad, so I'm going to tie that there so that you've got your ribbon coming out. Adjust your ribbon to how you want it. There we go. And then I'm going to cut that there. Okay, and I'll fiddle about with the ribbon at a later date. It's sticking up there. Right, now we got also, so that the spool was a silver and gold spool, and it's just called Golden Silver Ribbon Trim Combo Pack. And also there is the Simply Elegant Trim, and that again is gold and silver. So I've used silver, and I've got a tiny punch, and I think this might even be, Was it date on it? Don't know whether it said it on it, but I think it's about 1/16. So I'm just going to put this right at the top. Come on, open up. Come on, open up. There we go. And so I've got a little bit there now, and I have some very fine wire, and I use it like a needle threader. So you could just do this with a needle threader, really. I take this through. I never know which way. And is it that way around I want it? I think it is. Now, the piece of the silver trim, what's it called? Elegant trim that I've got, it measures, I'm going to tell you in a minute when I pull this through. I think I've got this the right way around. It measures about 6 5/8. So I've cut that about 6 5/8, and I'm just going to thread this through. Thread it through. So it pulls it through. Come on. That's it. You don't want to pull it all the way through. Keep those two together. Let me get rid of my wire on here now. And then we're going to thread. I did do it right way because I need that to come over, and I want to get those together, so I'm aiming to get them together. So I've pulled that over, and that's where you write on. Now I wanted to put a Merry Christmas on there as well, so I have, as I say, done the Merry Christmas. Again, I'm just going to stick 3 of the mini dimensionals on the rectangle bit. So I'm having those on the rectangle bit, and just have a look how I position the other one. So I'm just going to get that, and then just positioned it so that it goes at an angle, goes over the top. There we go. And then I just threaded this through. You only need one of them threading through. So one's going to go through. Yeah, here's anything. There we go. And I just make sure you got your Merry Christmas going the right way. And I just brought this round, and I'm just going to tie bow over bow. Okay, where are you? Back. So if you've got bigger hands than me, you might want to have longer threads than me. I can work with very small because I've got small fingers, and I just did a bow with it, so I've got a bow on top of a bow. Just about like that. So there we go, and I then just kind of moved my sleigh round a bit so that you could see Santa there, and he's on the side. So there we go. I thought that was really lovely for craft fairs. I like to do them as stocking fillers as well, so hope you like that, and that you'll give it a go. You see, each one's going to be different. They of course have the little bit on the back, but it doesn't really matter. because snow's different anyway, so you get the different things going off. So please give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and press the notification button so that you won't ever miss out on one of my videos. So thanks very much. Stay safe, stay well. Bye for now.